We are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentleman of Crypto, episode 1264. Today is Wednesday, December 11th, 2024, and I'm King, here to bridge the gap between the community and crypto every day, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. ish. And today's top story is Roger Ver claims U.S. targets him for Bitcoin advocacy, not taxes. New York regulator approves Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin, says Brad Garlinghouse. Hilarious. Crypto travel platform Travala launches Bitcoin and AVA reserve. Scammers are using Telegram verification bots to inject crypto stealing malware. And Argentina's Malay fires tax agency head over controversial tax on streamers. But first and foremost, of course, let's go ahead and take a look at those prices and what's going on today. Nothing much. A lot of sideways movement. It's crazy because at the end of every night, middle of the day, as the markets wind down in the United States and all the ETF manipulation is done, I keep seeing articles and headlines like, is the run over? The dip's about to begin. This is it. Bitcoin's at 94,000. I mean, we're talking a 10 to 12% volatility, some slippage on either way, and people are acting like they've lost their minds. And that's not the truth, because within a few hours, the next day, Bitcoin returns right back to its strength. Today, coming in at $99,700, up 1.96%. Ethereum at $3,781, up 3.12%. Number 4, Ripple at $2.42, up 10.38%. All that good news coming from New York. Solana at $228, up 5.3 cents. Number 7, Dogecoin at 41 cents, up 2.93%. Number 9, Cardano. We'll be talking about, I said Cardano. It was ADA, not AVA, excuse me, but that's at $1.09, up 8.17%. And Tron at number 10 at 28 cents, up 5.81%. Fear and Greed Index at a 73%. Bitcoin dominance at a 55.4%, and Ethereum dominance at a 12.7%. And those are your prices on the day. All right, let's go ahead and give some quick shout outs to get this show on the road. It's going to be a short show. I got to be on set here in like a couple hours, man. I got to be smiling, get my haircut before I go on set. You know what I mean? I'm working with one of those top 100 brands again, people. I got to smile for the camera. So let's get this show rolling. What's going on? Satoshi Slim, BK Crypto, Patrick Walter, Kevin Cummings, Humney, Magnolia Pelican, Wisdom Bars, JB, JD Vincent, Asti B, JD, who is this? Satoshi said, paper hands. You already know it. Hyben 17. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Bashir Muhammad. Good morning to you as well. Let's go ahead and get the show started off with news we already knew but needed to be confirmed. Roger Ver is in news saying the U.S. is targeting him for his Bitcoin advocacy, not taxes. Roger Ver also, I will correct this article and say once known as Bitcoin Jesus. He has not been Bitcoin Jesus ever since 2017. Something I commented and talked about many times, and that's the New York agreement, where a bunch of shady companies like Coinbase, like Benny Lingram, and I forgot Civic Key. You had Roger Ver in there, but you had all these big banks and big crypto companies, and this little small hotel room, it was stuffy. There was a bunch of dudes in there too. I don't know what was going on. There was a lot of weird stuff was going on, but anyway, they was all in this hotel room. They was all trying to get each other to sign a little document saying, hey, we're going to hijack Bitcoin and create a corporate Bitcoin so that people won't know about this. This happened back in like 2017, 2016, maybe actually 2016, 2017. But Roger Ver was a part of that. And ever since that meeting became public, everyone was like, he is not Bitcoin Jesus. So let's be clear on something. Roger Ver has not been Bitcoin Jesus for a long time, for some years. But for those who were around before 2017, 2016, he was Bitcoin Jesus originally because he was the first person to bring investments into the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space. That's right. He was, if not the first, literally the first person to bring multiple investment, multiple businesses, capital into this market when no one really believed in it. He was one of the first people to do that, which is how he got the Bitcoin Jesus moniker. But after that infamous hotel meeting I just alluded to, it was quickly dropped after everyone realized you're just here for the money. You want to hijack the entire project. But again, Roger Ver contests the U.S. Department of Justice tax evasion charges, alleging political retaliation over his crypto advocacy. Now, here's the thing, that could be true as well. I would definitely agree with this statement when I first saw it. But the United States doesn't care. Gang don't care. That's going to be for the left and the right. They're going to be like, hey, listen, For one, you're not even living in the United States any longer, if I remember correctly. So you're not even repping gang no more. You didn't drop your flag thinking you're just going to skedaddle out of here. No, you're going to have to pay somebody. Both sides are going to want that payola. Neither one of them are going to listen to you and play fair. And I do agree, while I do think a lot of it is over the crypto advocacy, you're absolutely crazy. You think you're going to make a lot of money in the United States, brag about it, which he did as well. He did say he was rich before crypto, but crypto helped make him even richer. And then think you're just going to skate off into the sunset. No, no, no. Uncle Sam says, I've been putting this down since putting this down, and I need my pay. Again, this is Roger Ver we're talking about. He's contesting these charges made against him by the U.S. Department of Justice. Ver, who renounced his citizenship in 2014. I didn't even know it was that long ago. Wow. Oh, we got some talking to Ver. You made some money 2016, 2017, 2018 in this market. Nah. I'm with the government on this one, folks. Hold on. 2014. I thought it was going to say 2020 or something. You renounced it in 20. Man, you were playing in this backyard. I just said you was in a New York hotel meddling. No. You don't get to renounce it that early and keep playing. He was arrested in Spain. Shout out to Spain. That is now on my list of countries I will also live in. I do see why most of the world speaks Spanish and how they were able to do what they've done. If you haven't been to Spain, you are missing out on some of the best steaks and food in life. Spain was actually made for me. I may have meant to be Spanish in my previous life. For those who know me, you know that I am a night owl. I never sleep really. I'm up all night. I don't even get my day/night started at half the time to like 8 or 9 o'clock. And Spain fits so perfectly with that because around 8 or 9 o'clock is when everyone's leaving outside to go to dinner. By 10 p.m., the streets are filled with families eating dinner, kids, wives, husbands, everyone just relaxing and living a normal day in the middle of the night. It is something I love. So shout out to Spain. I understand why he was out there. But again, Spain is a friend of the United States. So if you are out there and the U.S. says, hey, he's supposed to be with us, gang, then Spain gonna be like, don't worry about it. Say less. We got you. So Spain said they arrested him. In April, U.S. authorities were seeking extradition on charges including tax evasion, mail fraud, and filing false tax returns. Woo! Prosecutors claim Ver undervalued his assets and failed to report ownership of about 131,000 Bitcoin. He denied the allegations in an interview with Tucker Carlson on December 10th. Now, again, shout out to Roger Ver because he is fighting. You know, in this space, I am all about a fight too, pushing back. This is one of the ones who's like, Ver, especially at the price right now, just give the United States like 10 Bitcoin, bro. Like give them 5 or 10 Bitcoin and make a news story of it too. Make it like, I don't know why they're still coming after me. I gave them 5 to 10. You know, how the United States kick back like, no, you owe us 15 and 20s. Make them say something ridiculous so everybody can be like, whoa, wait, what? Like, yeah, give them 5 to 10, say it publicly and call it a day. But I didn't realize he renounced his citizenship in 2014. Nah, you was hanging out with the homies way too much back then. You was way too affiliated to all of a sudden get thrown in the tank with the homies and be like, oh man, I'm not with them no more. I'm by myself. Nah, bro. Like I said, I know you were in that hotel room as far as 2016, 2017 goes. So to renounce your citizenship in 2014 and now to say, well, I don't owe them no money. Nah, you kind of do. You kind of owe gang some money, man. You can't fly the flag when it benefits you. And then when they come around with their handout, be like, nah, man, it wasn't me. Come on now. Prosecutors again claim that Ver has a report at 131,000 Bitcoin. He claims, quote, I wasn't an American citizen or living in the U.S. at the time these claims were made, Ver said. He accused the U.S. government of being angry, not about taxes, but about his lack of obedience. Again, I will fully agree with you on this. I've seen this happen in the military as well. With officers and enlisted. When people are not happy with you or you're just doing things against the grain, they're going to do everything they can to make your life a living hell to get you up out of there. So you can get out of there yourself and everybody can be like, we didn't do nothing. He just quit one day. And it's like, come on, man. You gave him back-to-back watches. Man ain't slept in 2 days. Like talking about you didn't do nothing to him. Yeah. So, you know, I'm not disagreeing with him that this is probably more about the lack of obedience. But here's the thing. You can't not only can you not play this game with some of the bigger countries, the United States is definitely the country you can't play the game with. Like, it's one thing to renounce your citizenship and dip. You got to do that. It can't be I renounce my citizenship, I'm leaving, then I'll come back to get some money here, but then I'll leave. But then, like, you can't, come on, man. You're playing with one of, if not the biggest gangs to ever walk this earth, all right? one of the biggest. And what's worse is this is a nameless, faceless gang. It's about 6 people who are in charge that no one knows who runs it. And it's a bunch of people, aka the system, working for it. You're not getting around it, Roger Ver, unless you hire a ton of lawyers, not necessarily make remarks to the paper. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with this. They're saying, according to DOJ, Ver failed to report significant capital gains for Bitcoin sales and underreported the value of 2 companies when he renounced his U.S. citizenship in 2014. Prosecutors allege Ver concealed 131,000 Bitcoin, worth nearly $240 million at the time of sale in 2017, leading to a $48 million tax shortfall. Now, I will have to agree with Ver on this and push back against the United States. You're telling me Roger Ver sold 131,000 Bitcoin. Now, I will say more than likely he did not, but the only way they could actually get him and say that he did sell that and that he does owe is during the Bitcoin Cash fiasco. To be real, I just thought about this. This is why it's a live show. I was just about to trash it until I thought about a lie. That's the only public event I can think of that the government can say, we know for sure you owe us money off taxes. If we're saying if you sell Bitcoin, you owe money on taxes, which I wholeheartedly disagree with. I think he should fight that back if that's what they're trying to get him on. But to me, that's the only thing. They say, no. Remember Bitcoin Cash? And it had all this market capital in it and nobody bought it. It was airdrop. That capital came from you, Roger, when you sold your Bitcoin. A lot of people are well watching this and then trying to figure out who was making what moves and what your wallets were attached to. That came from you. That liquidity literally came from your own back pocket, you and Jahan Wu. So that is something they could say. While again, I doubt he sold 131,000. That boy might have sold a good 31,000 Bitcoin around that time. So that's something they can say, look, we have this actual event. We could check with Coinbase. We have evidence. Coinbase can say they help with the sales and blah, blah, blah. Like, they can get them possibly on that one event for a lot of a tax overall thing. But by and large, this is going to come down to just a fine if he pays. It's if he doesn't pay and keeps doing the I don't owe y'all and we ain't cool and I'm not a citizen thing, that's where it can become a problem. But at any time, if he were to say, all right, how much do you all want? All right, I'm not giving you that, but I'll give you this. Then this is like a non-starter. But it looks like, shout out to Roger Ver, though. He is a fighter. It looks like he's saying, I'm not playing this game. Y'all not getting me like that. I'm not going. He said, I'm not going. You're going to have to take it. Ver defense argues the allegations are outdated. I would agree with that as well. I had a dentist bill. They tried to give me a dentist bill for like a procedure, something that was like things that were done, like cleanings that were done 2 years ago, saying, well, something happened with insurance and was kicked back. I don't know. But basically, I told the dental office, I was like, yo, I've been here like 9 times at least since these charges have added up and you're adding charges. And every time I come in, I say, do I owe y'all money? And y'all tell me no. Like, I make sure I pay my bills, right? So then for them to 2 years later, be like, oh yeah, you actually owe like $1,000 of back payments because we didn't realize your insurance wasn't picking up these small payments and blah, blah, blah. They was like, but go ahead and pay today. I'm like, no. I told them no. I was like, take me to civil court. Like, I'm not paying you all for an accounting error you had over 2 years ago just because you want it back now. Like, there's so much to go into it. I was like, the fact that you were telling me I needed more cleans because of a mistake you made, does that factor into the cost I'm supposed to? There's so many questions. So I agree with Roger Ver and his team. There's no way. I mean, and again, I've received this email as well. I got the email from Circle already that says, hey, just to let you know, we were subpoenaed by the government. Your name's in the mix. I've already got an email a couple years ago. And it threw me off as well because I'm like, this is something that happened back in 2016, 2017. I don't get that money is gone, people. I started buying Bitcoin at $300. A lot of that is vamoose. It is gone. All right. My event was at 20K. Then I had another event at 40K. So we're talking 100K and people who've been for years. I saw a story the other day. The guy was like, he sold his Bitcoin at 20 or 30 or 40K to buy him his dream house. And now he's selling his dream house to buy more Bitcoin type of deal. Like, it's one of those things where there are already people who've been in the space. So I agree with Ver and his team. They're coming in late, trying to get this money. He's saying that, hey, this has nothing to do with Bitcoin. He said the U.S. intelligence agencies orchestrated a campaign to suppress Bitcoin's original goal of decentralization. And he was one of the evangelists that was a part of pushing past that, centralization. And now they're coming after him. Could be true. I'm not mad at him, but it just looks weird when you've been in and out the country and doing business the last few years, or at least the last few years prior to this coming out. and then you're saying like I'm not a citizen. So good luck to him. I definitely hope he can fight the good fight, because it will set precedent, right? It's going to set precedent. Things that happened in 2016, 2017. Will you be held to feet to the fire of that in 2025 now? We're going to 2025, and we have an administration talking about monies that may or may not have been made from a technology they didn't believe in back in 26, almost 9 years ago, people. They're coming after people for 9 years ago. Man, look, I'm going to have my day in the streets before I let the government bend me over for something 9 years ago that's not actually hurting a human being. It'd be different. It was like, no. We don't care how long the time was. You hurt these humans 9 years ago. We don't care how long it was. Something we didn't believe in as a government, we shunned and we tried to keep people away from. You took a chance and a risk and did okay in it. And now we're coming after you. Un-American, treason. I'm calling it all day, every day. Next story, New York regulators, shout out to them. I never thought I'd be saying that, but New York regulator approves Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin, says Brad Garlinghouse. This is probably why you're seeing the price pump. A, B, to me, this also adds strength to Ripple that they know what they're doing. When it comes to regulatory environment now and getting things pushed through and passed, they know what they're doing, right? To me, this is a good sign for the project. The Ripple CEO said the RLUSD listing would be live soon on exchanges after the New York Department of Financial Services approved the stablecoin. He reported the New York Department of Financial Services approved the firm's RLUSD stablecoin after months of consideration. One thing I would say, again, I see these articles, I go live. I don't know this to be a fact, so make sure you all do your homework to make sure this is a fact as well. Because listen, Brad Garlinghouse is doing good by his project. I'm not mad at him for what he's doing by his project, but do not let him fool you. He is still the founder, owner, CEO of a crypto project that needs a pumping every now and then, and he is not scared to pump this thing, all right? I've seen him pump it multiple times just for dump 24, 48 hours later. So I say that to say, let's make sure that the New York actually came through with this headline or whatever somewhere. I'm sure it's probably an article if I scroll further down, but let's make sure this is true and this is just not him pumping, because he could just be him pumping. Monday next week coming New York, like, we ain't never say that. We said we were thinking about it. He told you he was doing it. No. Like, who knows? Again, this is December 10th. X post Garlinghouse said Ripple would soon announce exchange and partner listings for RLUSD. After the NYDFS approval, the company launched plans for the stablecoin in April as competitor to Tether's USDT and USDC coin from Circle. Again, you know which one of those coins I'm not messing with. Circle, goodness gracious, they're giving all your shit away. Ripple executives speculated that stablecoin could reach a market cap of $2 trillion by 2028. All right, this is all speculation, but the bottom line is NYDFS says yes, according to Brad Garlinghouse, to RLUSD. This is happening. And again, this is another big win for Ripple, the company, as well as the project. So shout out to them. RLUSD will be pegged 1-to-1 with the US dollar. And I will give them props. They said treasury bonds, other cash equivalents, short. I think they're actually saying even some of their Ripple will be backing this token. I've already shared my thoughts about that with some of the things that they're backing with isn't real assets. But what I will say is I do think this project will run smoothly, as smooth, if not smoother than Tether. I think RLUSD, give them 2 years max, 3 years, and they'll overtake USDC. USDC isn't that great to me, honestly. It just has some good liquidity backing. But even then, I don't know if that liquidity backing is fully backing the crypto play as well, or the stablecoin play, as much as it just is liquidity there, right? You talk about Circle, Goldman Sachs, like there's money there, but I don't know how much money they're allocating toward their projects, their stablecoin, or their crypto. So with that, when you look at RLUSD, they're allocating everything to it, right? They're about to put some time, money, energy, and resources into it. So I think the RLUSD may turn into like not one of like the top 2 or 3, not hard to do right now, of course, but it may turn into like literally a Tether competitor and within Tether to compete with them within a few years, but definitely the number 2 one within a couple years, because again, their project's already set. They're doing pretty good. I think they're a better project than when you look at, the same folks at Circle bought Poloniex. Who am I trusting? The people who bought Poloniex late, or the people who create a project that's actually being used in cross-border payments, international payments? I'm going to go with Ripple in that one, not Circle. So I do see their, being decent. We'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. Satoshi Slim said, I just got a thank you letter from Capital One in November for a bill I paid in 2014, April 2014, not asking for money, but where you been for the last decade? Listen, Capital One, they're good until they realize you actually had the money to keep paying back the credit card. I had a Capital One, I got rid of it, but I ended up getting another one because they do a decent job. But I got rid of one of my first ones this year actually because I'll use a credit card and I'll pay it off like you're supposed to do. But they kept making my payments like one payment to like 3 to 5 weeks for it to go through. I was like, oh, y'all don't want me using this bad boy. I was like, y'all, because I'm me, I'll mill the card. I'll mill it, pay it off, and mill it. I'll mill the card every month just for the points. And I think it got to the point they was like, nah, we need people to go in debt, not people to keep using like, oh man, I was getting so much free points and free money every month off random stuff. They was like, we don't want that. So I don't know about Capital One though. King, do you part to get Spain brown again? Man, Kevin, rewrite that because you about to give me a stroke over here. I can't read. You said go do your part to get to Spain. Oh, go do your part to get Spain brown again. I'm assuming that's what you're trying to say. Hilarious if that is what you're trying to say. All right. Last couple of stories. I'll be trying to make this a short show. I'll be talking too much, people. I talk crypto all the time. This is something I thought that already happened, but I'm glad to see it happen. Crypto platform Travala launches Bitcoin and AVA reserve. And I think on my actual title, I put Cardano, which is that's the wrong one. But I was reading fast this morning. Honestly, I thought they had this. It's kind of surprising that they don't have a Bitcoin reserve already. So I have used Travala a couple of times to use my crypto that I used to have to buy trips, hotels, flights, or whatever like that. I think it was flights for sure. I'm not sure hotels, but flights for sure I've used. I believe a few years ago when I went down to Miami, I used Travala for that flight. The one I'm thinking in my head, and I used another one recently. I was somewhere in the Midwest, and I used Travala for a flight also. So using crypto, so it does work to use Bitcoin to pay for it, and some other cryptos too as well. I thought they already had a reserve because you've been accepting Bitcoin for these amount of years, Travala, and y'all didn't save any of it. Oh. Whatever, that's your right. But that's also to my point to people who haven't used Bitcoin, who don't accept it. And they're like, well, I don't like crypto or Bitcoin. It's like you can turn it into cash as soon as you accept it, literally. That seems to be what Travala is doing since they haven't been using it as a reserve. I thought they had after all these years. But the Treasury Reserve Plan will provide Travala with additional financial resources in the future, according to the CEO. If I'm the CEO of Travala, I am sick right now because, again, you've accepted so much Bitcoin and crypto. You waved a flag for it and you haven't kept it. That is absolute madness. Again, crypto-focused travel agency Travala plans to launch a dedicated Bitcoin and AVA reserve as the platform celebrates surpassing $100 million in gross annual revenue. The milestone reflects significant growth from $59.6 million in 2023. Travala co-founder and CEO Juan Otero said in December 11 announcement sent to Cointelegraph. The surge was driven primarily by flight and hotel bookings. Well, I tell you, them flights, which can be paid for using more than 100 cryptocurrencies. In addition to the revenue milestone, Travala has introduced a new treasury plan and Bitcoin and Travala's native token. Oh, that's why I didn't know what this was, because I didn't know what the hell an AVA was. That's their native token. Okay, some BS coin, which aims to strengthen its financial foundation and accelerate growth. All right, what you definitely shouldn't do is have an AVA reserve. You can go ahead and get your own shit out of there. You can spend that coin and get that Bitcoin back. But seriously, this is pretty cool. Travala's AVA token hit an all-time high at $6.45 in April 2021, subsequently dropping below $2 by December 2021. At time of writing, AVA was trading around 70 cents, up around 19% over the past year. So if it's at 70 cents now and you believe in this, people, what a winner. I mean, it was at 6.45, it's at 70 cents now. I'm not about to do a live because I do have to run today, but the top things on the things on top of my head, for those who are looking at that as an investment, 70 cents, it was at 6.45. A couple of things you might want to look at is when the token was actually created, right? Because if it was created 2 or 3 years before that all-time high, then you actually have something here. But if it was created the same year within 6 months of their all-time high, then you don't have nothing. It was just a new kid on the block. It was exciting and boom. But if you can see, hey, it popped a year or two after its creation, then you have something real and it might pop again this cycle, this next year, or whatever. A. B, long term. Travala is growing, I think. They still are accepting Bitcoin and crypto. And as it becomes bigger, I think that would enhance them and their token as well if they continue to utilize it. So those are a couple things to look at. But then the third thing is, do they need it, right? I remember when I used the platform, I did not need that AVA token. I didn't even know what it was. Here, I'm deleting Cardano in the title and putting AVA. Oh, well, got some clickbait. Got a couple people here today. But yeah, I mean, looking at the AVA token isn't going to do anything. Do you believe in it? Do you believe in what's it called? Travala as a whole? Those are just some of the questions you have to ask yourself and research you have to do. But again, it was at 645 at 70 cents or some change now. That's not terrible to place your bets on if you're going to be speculative. All right, last couple of stories. This one I had to cover. This is a very important one. Crazy story as well. And kind of goes back to what I've been telling you all now for years. Since 2017, that is when the first time in my life I started seeing scammers get as sophisticated as the ones in this market. You hear about it in TV and movies, but I mean, in this market, I've told you before, I've seen it happen before, to where not only is the entire project team, I'm talking about the president, the CEO, the founder, the CTO, everything, all fake people, but real actual names, real profile pictures, real LinkedIn profiles. Some are real people who've just gotten their identity hijacked and they don't know about it, put on a project board or a team or a website. And some people don't even realize they're on LinkedIn or whatever, right? Like and some are actually fake. Some are fake with a fake picture and profile. But the point is, back in 2017, sophisticated crime groups, scammers, and even organized nations were doing scams at this level to where you have fake teams, fake fake assistants, fake people who answer the phones. They had virtual offices where literally hey, yeah, come see me on Monday. You go see their office, their names on the door. They got people man the office. You go there a week later, it's empty. All right. It is fake they fake email addresses, servers, websites, newsletters. Like, they are going all in to create fake businesses just so they can get your passwords, whatever else, because they're saying to themselves, hey, I mean, and keep it real. It only costs like $3,000 to $5,000 to make all this. You hire an assistant for the day, $100. You get you a fake office, a virtual office. All right, $200-$300 for the day. You get you a Google Voice phone number. You get you a website put up for no time. Like, this stuff doesn't cost that much. So $2,000 to $5,000, 2 or 3 weeks of work, and you could be walking away with minimum 100K, depending on who your target is, 2, 3, 400K. So it makes sense for these scammers to do as far as what their ROI is, but it definitely sucks for all of us on the other side of it. This is why we have to talk about these stories and bring them up, because the sophistication is getting to the point where it's just like, how was I supposed to know this was fake? Everything screams real. So this is one of those stories we got to talk about it. Scam Sniffer told Cointelegraph it was the first time it's seen a scam use a specific combination of fake X accounts, fake Telegram channels, and malicious Telegram bots. That's right. It's about the sophistication of these scams. They're creating what seems to be real world environments or real projects and platforms, and everything is just a scam. Scammers are combining social engineering with phony Telegram verification bots that inject crypto stealing malware into systems to raid crypto wallets, blockchain security firm Scam Sniffer said. In December 10th, X posted, security firm said that scammers are creating fake X accounts impersonating popular crypto influencers. All right, so you got a fake X account impersonating an influencer. Then they invite users to a Telegram group with promises of investment insights. Once in the Telegram group, users are asked to verify through official safeguard bot, a fake verification bot that creates artificial urgency with short verification windows, the firm said. So essentially, you enter a trading group, which again probably has 20 to 30 bots in there already saying, oh, this is great news. Oh, I just got 6,400% back. Thanks for the trades and blah, blah, blah. And you're coming in like, oh my God, I'm coming in late. Like, what do I need to do? And then while you're trying to figure out what's what, and you're scrolling up to read messages, you just get a notification that says, hey, if you want to stay in this group, you got to enter your details for your wallets and everything else in the next 5 minutes to sync this stuff so we can help you make your 2,000% return. People are new. They're not thinking they're just trying to make money. It's probably 2 a.m. They're just like, whatever, send it, boom, and everything's gone. All right. This is the sophistication we are dealing with here. The bot then injects a malicious PowerShell code that downloads and runs malware to compromise computer systems and crypto wallets. Scam Sniffer said it had noted numerous cases where similar malware led to the theft of private keys. So again, not much more detail we need to get in. It's very clear. You got to know where you're clicking, on who, right? Just because it's somebody who's popular, whatever, or they're pushing out whatever groups and chats and all this. Just be careful, be careful, be careful, because it's getting more and more sophisticated and harder to tell when you're about to get fleeced for everything. All right, let's see. I'm looking at a couple of comments before I call it a day with this last story. Afterwards, I'm about to talk about Argentina. Oh, shout out to Argentina. I can't wait to talk about it. Let's see. Grand Rising, everybody. I don't want to say that. Hey, Matopisis. Oh, man, you got to pronounce it like that. Hematopus. I think I said that. Hematoposis. Pardon me if I got it wrong. Got off Telegram quick once I heard the scamming right here on this channel. Yeah, I'm still on Telegram because, believe it or not, a lot of crypto projects still use it. Some of them are on the up and up. Some of them are definitely scams, still using it. Some of them are using it for privacy. Some of them are using it for whatever reason. But it is still booming. Like, I'll answer that when people are like, I'm not on X, I'm not on Twitter, I'm in Telegram. Hey, I'm in Telegram. And let me tell you, there are literally millions of people in there talking crypto and running plays and stuff. But it's definitely the wild, wild west in Telegram. You definitely have to be careful out there. Because it's crazy. I know one of my friends was talking about the Russian company. I was like, man, stop it. They was like, you talking about the Russian app, right? I was like, here we go. But yeah, Telegram is still in there. All right, let's end this on a great news story. I do got to go for real. I don't know why I do this to myself. I might be running late. Argentina's Milei fires tax agency head over controversial tax on streamers. President Javier Milei has replaced the leadership of the country's revenue agency following the introduction of a new tax regime targeting digital creators. Shout out to Argentina. Goodness gracious. It's not that hard to protect your citizens from people who are trying to commit treason. That is all I'm saying. And I think the president of Argentina agrees. All right. Treason, I tell you. Argentine President Javier Milei has fired the head of the country's tax authority amid backlash over a controversial tax targeting streamers and influencers. That's right. They say, and here's a really quick, I just want to point this out, which is hilarious. And that's why I always say when people are like, ask me my politics on things or who do I vote for and all, and I always respond, are you going to write me in to vote or are you going to give me your money? Do you want me to dictatorship this country and lead you, or are you going to give me your money? Because if you're not going to give me your money and you don't want me to lead you, why does it effing matter my opinion on politics? That kills me right now. And a lot of you are the same way. We're like, oh, this person voted for Trump. Oh, this person voted for Kamala. I don't like them. Or were you gonna, like, you want that person to, like, why do you care about the opinion of your neighbor when it comes to this? I don't know. More weird stuff from some of you out there, but whatever. I brought that up to say it has reached like ground zero. This is max pain when, as a country, you say, hey, we need to lean on our streamers and YouTubers and influencers for money. That is how I read the story, plain and simple. An entire country's tax authority saying, hey, we need to lean on influencers for money. You know, the thing that we all laughed at and said, and, you know, this last generation, the boomers and X were telling their kids, you can't play video games for a job. You can't stream and YouTube for a job. You can't do this for work. You can't do this for work. What? And now that it's being done, you want to tax it? Oh, man, you boomers. This is why people talk about some of the generation. All right. I'm just kidding. I know it's not everybody. It's only like 10 people. According to local media reports, Florencia Mezrahi, who had served as the head of Argentina's federal revenue agency known as ARCA, was removed from her position following growing criticism over a new tax regime targeting streamers and influencers in a Latin American country. The tax plan will require digital content creators to report income generated from social media platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch, including earnings from brand deals and advertising. Now, you're already getting reports from YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch. YouTube and Instagram for sure, I know, because they like it's coming from Google. It's not coming from YouTube and Instagram. It's coming from Google and Meta. These are real companies who do tax returns. Like, what is Argent like? Yeah, fire that person for not even knowing what the hell they talking about. I'm with that. Now, what you can get people is, yes, the brand deals and advertising, because that is all over the place. But it's also going to be whack-a-mole. You're not going to get it. The litigation costs and the amount of time in court. I'll use myself, for example. All right, government comes after me. King, we didn't see you do sponsorship, blah, blah, blah. Did you pay taxes on all this or all that or blah, blah, blah? Oh, what? Yes, maybe. No, maybe. Y'all do y'all due diligence. Good luck. I got a lawyer, and good luck finding all, like, the paperwork, the due diligence, the trail. Good luck going through Telegram channels, because that's what you're going to have to do. If you're talking about crypto brand deals and advertising, Like, good luck on retrieving the Telegram channel that was just deleted 3 seconds ago. Like, it's over with. So I don't think this is even possible. Even if they wanted to, it would be kind of like how they're going after crypto projects. There'll be games of whack-a-moles to where essentially they'll only go after the more popular streamers and the ones that are like just noticeably making a ton of money. It wouldn't be the smaller ones, but regardless, trash thought in general, trash idea. It says a lot. Your country needs to go after streamers. And again, the United States has been a part of this too. So it's saying a lot about our country that we need to go after YouTubers and influencers for money as well. But this announcement on X, Malai's office stated that his administration won't target digital businesses in the country. Shout out for this statement. Quote, this government will not attack new forms of digital business and reiterates its commitment to work on a simplified tax system. Oh my God. Thank you. Why can't we have this in the United States? Not going after new forms of digital businesses, streamers, YouTubers, influencers, Bitcoin, crypto. Leave it alone. It's not touching anybody the wrong way. And he's reiterating his commitment to work on a simplified tax system. That's what I'm talking about. Simplify this thing. But you know what? I'm not going to go into detail. I won't go on a rant because we all already know the truth. The United States is one of the brightest nations out there, people. We know exactly what we're doing, which is why we're doing what we're doing. And I got to go back to what I always say. It's only like 10 or 20 people. I'm guaranteeing you, if we got rid of 10 or 20 people who I pretty much can guarantee the majority of that 10 or 20 people aren't even American citizens, like every American citizen's life would change for the better, right? There's no reason why we cannot reduce the tax rate. We can't make things more efficient. Like, this is why you got a South African dude who just created a new federal agency. He got to go here because it's so ridiculous now. We have so many treasonous and bad people working with or for our government. We've allowed a foreigner to come in and create an entire new government agency and it's getting backed. Like, I don't need to prove that it's all messed up. That proves it's messed up on its own. You got a guy who came in from a different country who said, we're going to make a government agency in America named after a funny, goofy cryptocurrency. I rest my effing case. Smash that like and share, and I'll see you all tomorrow some more.